Hello future tech leaders, I am Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
We are going to talk about audit config. Let's say if you want to track any information like what time access has been provisioned, deprovisioned, what type of changes has been done in the role level, entitlement level, identity level. If you want to retrieve any information, we have to rely on this audit. You may require to access this audit config for a troubleshooting purpose, or maybe auditing is asking for an evidence. The purpose could be anything. If you want to access this audit config, just you have to click on Intelligence, go to Advanced Analytics. From there you can navigate to Audit. This is what audit config. Just click your audit. From here you can retrieve all the information. The target, always it's going to be identity name, application name, entitlement name, role name. It could be anything. If you want to access the information, you can access it from here. Let's take an example. We have an identity called Alice Ford. And now I want to check what type of changes has been done to this identity recently. I can go to Audit Config. Just go to Alice Ford. From here, we can check everything. Some kind of provisioning failure has been done recently. And apart from that, here we are having couple of normal objects. What type of role has been added, removed, server up or down? Let's say you want to identify at what time server was up down. If you want to gather this information, you can check it from here. Server up down. Server down, server up. Server down, server up. You can get this information from here. We have many other actions as well. Role remove. From here we can identify from which user the role has been removed. Basically, it's kind of a repository from where we can retrieve all the required information. Does that make sense? Role has been removed. It's a business role. Role name is accounts payable from this user at this time stamp using this server. This is how we can identify. I hope you guys are clear. And then sometimes here we are having role add, role remove, server up down. If you would like to add any additional item over here, if I'm not wrong, you can click on global setting. Then you can go to audit configuration. I click on gear icon global setting, then click on audit config. From here, you can check uncheck. Here we are having work item, forwarded identity, even role sunrise, role sunset. These should be checked over there. Good. You can enable disable basically. Here we are having email sent, email failure. Now we need to identify at what time email has been sent and when. Sailpoint tried to send automation email when it got failed. If you want to track those information, just enable these from here and save. Now go to Advanced Analytics. Go to Action. Now you can find email sent email. Or maybe we have to reset the services. Once you restart the services email sent, everything will appear here under Action. This action and general action both are same. That's all about Audit Config. Now let's talk about email template. If you want to access any email template, if you want to create them anything, just navigate to debug page. Go to email template option. From here, we can create a new email template. Basically, this email template will help you to define email body and email subject line. What should be the email subject line? What should be the email body? Now, let's say I'm going to create an email template which should notify, which should inform the user about the task status. As usual, we can find the identity, we can find the identical email template. Create a new email template. I'm going to name it as task status. As usual, we have to remove this. It created modified value and email subject should be different. Allow me a moment. I will add some page. Mainly, we have to add this email body over here. The email body is going to start with, I wanted to inform you that unfortunately the task name. We have to print this line task name ended with ordering something like that. And when the task started, the task execution starting time, completed time, and for more information, you can access this link. And what will be the email subject line? Task name, task status, we define everything. Then save, this new object will be created. Test task results. Now I'm going to configure. I'm going to create a new task and I'm going to identify one existing task where I'm going to define. Whenever the task is going to be ended with failure or warning, this email needs to be triggered. Go to setup task. Let's say I'm going to select object export task. Here I'm going to define test task status. I define the email template and I define always email needs to be triggered irrespective of the status. Here who is going to receive the email? Albert Woods. I define from here. The moment I'm going to execute this task, obviously email will be triggered from Sailpoint. But you have to ensure whether email server has been configured or not. Sailpoint will send email automatically, but we have to ensure email server needs to be configured. Just navigate to ICO configuration, global setting, ICO configuration, then go to mail setting. Here we have to define what type of email server is this. What is the credential? Server name, port number, default from address, everything you have to define. And who will provide this information in real time? Who will provide this information? Exchange server team. We have to get in touch with Exchange server team to get the server name. Again, it's BA business analyst responsibility, or maybe you can check with your client. They will help you to get this information. that Sailpoint can trigger all the email notification automatically. Now we configured email server. We created an email template and we have a task also. The moment I'm going to execute this task, email has to be triggered automatically to the given recipe. I have a dummy email server. Allow me a moment. This is one of the dummy email server. Now I'm going to execute the same task and we'll see whether email has been triggered or not. And email is going to be triggered or not. This is 1 month before email has been triggered. What was the task name we configured? Not wrong, object expert. Here we define always. We define the email template and email recipient. Just execute this task. The task has been ended with failure. Now go to the system and check email has been triggered. I hope you guys are able to understand what is email template, what is email server, how to configure. Like this. You can confirm email subject line, task ownership, task name, then task status and email body, and from where the to address has been fetched from the identity. That's all about email template, guys. Let me disable email server. You can navigate to its configuration. That's it. That's all about email template. Now let's talk about pass through authentication. You guys know, right, what is authentication? In Sailpoint, pass through authentication is the mechanism which will allow all the user to log in into Sailpoint with other application credentials. Let's say here, let me choose one sample user. Say Malik. Alice part won't have access on any application. Here, I could see Robert Brown is one of the users. If Robert Brown wants to access Sailpoint application, he need credential, right? Who will provide Robert Brown credential to access Sailpoint application? Any one of you. Robert needs to access Sailpoint application. Who will provide the credential to access Sailpoint application? Let me put it in a simple way. In my environment, I'm going to define Active Directory application as a primary application. Whoever is having access to AD application, Active Directory application, they can access Sailpoint application directly. Just navigate to Gear icon global setting. Go to IQ, not identity configuration. Go to login configuration. From login configuration, you can configure pass through authentication. Here I'm going to define if anybody is having access on Active Directory application, they can log in into the system directly. I have already defined now. Robert Brown credential. I'm going to reset from AD application because I don't remember the password. This is not admin or 1, 2, 3, something like that. Root or admin. It's a linear password because we define password policy for AD application. I define the password. I reset the password for Robert. Now, using Active Directory application credential, Robert can access Sailpoint application. That's what pass through authentication. Robert Brown is the username. Here I'm going to use Active Directory application credential. I hope you guys are clear what is pass through authentication. We can consider XYZ application as a primary application. Whoever is having access to primary application, they can log in. They can access Sailpoint application. That's what pass through authentication. I'm not sure about other IAM solution, whether they have this feature or not. But in Sailpoint, we have this concept called pass through authentication. Is that clear? What is pass through authentication? Then cool. Let's talk about form then. What is form? Any one of you? What is form? It's pretty simple. We know we can have this identity related information like identity first name, last name, email, these information. We can get it from HR application directly. Sometime in the target system. Now Sailpoint can. Sailpoint has to create user account in the AD application. When account is going to be created, we require first Sailpoint, require first name, last name, department, location. These information can be get it from here from the identity level. Now, whenever Sailpoint is going to create a user account, that account creation require web page. Account creation require telephone number. Account creation require office details. From where we can get this information? Maybe we require address, also street, postal office, box, city, state. These field also needs to be updated by Sailpoint and Sailpoint doesn't have this information. My question is, who will provide this information? You got it what I'm saying? Sailpoint created this account. First name is able to fetch it from identity. Last name also we are able to fetch it from identity. We are able to fetch description from Sailpoint. What about email address? Email address also can be fetched from here. What about web page? What about states? I mean street, country, or maybe we need more information. Profile path, login script. Every application will have their own field. If you want to update those fields, what will you do? That's my question. Maybe these information needs to be updated as part of provisioning process. In such scenarios, we can create a form. Basically, we can create a form and form needs to be filled by the requester. That's what provisioning policy, or you can call it as form. You might have noted whenever I'm going to submit a request for an application. Let's take an example. We have a user called Allies4. Allies4 need Active Directory application. Click Next. I'm going to request entitlement from Active Directory application. Maybe user is looking for these two entitlement. Click Next, hit Submit button. Sailpoint require additional information from the requester in order to create an account. See more info needed. The moment you are going to click on Complete Form, the form will appear and these information needs to be filled by the requester that account can be created. I would like to understand first of all, you guys are clear, right? What is form and how form will be generated? If yes, then we can talk about how to create this form and how, from where to configure. If you want to create this first, let's understand. Now I configured this. I can be created. We already created this form and we configured under Add Application. If somebody is going to request for this Add Application access, this form needs to be appeared. I configured under Add Application. Let me show you that. The form can be configured under provisioning policy. Don't get confused. The difference between provisioning policy. Provisioning policy is none other than the form. Whenever user is going to request to create an account, then the form will appear and we can configure the form under here. If you want to update any information and if you want to update the form, then it's different. Now you can compare the form. The first section is showing requester target identity, requested provisioning form, something will be there. Object type count DN, some field can be hidden also. Object type here is the user or contact. We have object type. We define the value user or contact. The value is getting up here. Then SAM account name. SAM account name needs to update appear. SAM account name value can be get it from using this script. Then password change password. Password change password. Basically, we already created a form and we configured under one application. Whenever a user is going to request for that application access as per the operation, the form will appear. I hope you guys are clear. Now let's talk about the form creation. Technically, if you want to create any form, just navigate to Global Setting. Go to Forms. From here we can create. Click on Create Form. What is the form type? Do you want to create application related form, role related form, workflow related form? If somebody is going to request the access directly, the application form will appear. If somebody is going to request for a role directly, not for entitlement role, then role formula. If SAML is going to provide access as per a workflow, just work for formula, but creation will appear. If you want to create, when it comes to creation, all three are single. Just select application form. Click Next. The page will appear here. Now you can add the section. Let's say I'm going to type it as user information. We can add the label. We can add the subtitle that business people can understand, end user can understand. Provide a free description about user, click Apply. The section will be added. Now I'm going to add all the things. Under this section, first name has to be there, user first, click Apply. Now I'm going to add one more field for last name. This is help text. Now I'm going to add couple, 2 rows or 3 rows in the same line. The first field is going to be password, and I'm going to type read type password. Click apply. Basically, we added 4 fields. One is first name, last name, password. Read type password under one section called user info. Just click on preview form. You can see this form, actual form. User information, help text field, help text. You can get it something like you can create a form, something like this. Is that makes sense? How to create a form? Now, let's say we can get this first name, last name information from Sailpoint because every user will have this information. If you want to fetch it automatically, then we can write a rule from where the value can be fetched. We can use a script and we can get it. Written identity, not get display name. We can write a script. We have a method called name, get first name. From which identities? We have to write that from the respective identity, first name will be fetched and it will appear here automatically. Look at here, Sam, our code name is getting fetching auto. Sorry, it's fetching automatically because of this value script. These things will be taken care of by developers. Just you need to know how to create a form, how it can be assigned under application that user. Whenever user is going to request, the form will appear and they have to provide additional information. That's all about form, guys. If you have any question, feel free to ask now. Is this form needed? I mean used by only the users who are in our database. I mean in the data which we get. I would say the requester. The person who is going to submit the request. The requester should be in our database. I mean if somebody is going to access, if somebody is going to submit request, which mean already they have access to Sailpoint, right? And they are from her. They are the identity got created from her application or somewhere. They have an access to Sailpoint. They can log in. They can submit requests for themselves or for other people. And we are not. I mean, I didn't understand that point in database or not database. I didn't get that. Creating a new user in our Sailpoint. You are asking, can we provision? Can we create a new user account? Yes, in the target application, Sailpoint can create a new account. But what is the purpose of appearing this form? Why do we need this form? First of all, in the identity level, we are having first name, last name field. We are having description email correct. We don't have dial-in access. We are not sure what is caller aid. We don't have callback number. If Active Director application team saying whenever Sailpoint is going to create an account, these field needs to be updated by Sailpoints. Do you think Sailpoint has this information? The answer would be no. Sailpoint has to rely on somewhere. Actually, it's going to be requested. A request that has to fill this information that this info can be updated in the target end. Got it. This form will be carried as part of provisioning. What I was talking is based on my daily work. We'll be getting a site from the request. We will be getting a ticket. We will open the form in Sailpoint, not this type. We will create a new user who is not having any account or any identity in Sail. That's a manual provisioning, the thing you are talking about. It's a manual provisioning. You are getting a ticket from any portal. It could be ServiceNow, Jira or anywhere. You are creating an account directly, which is manual provisioning. In this scenario, Sailpoint try to create an account. But in Sailpoint, we don't have sufficient information to create an account. We need some more information from the requester. That's why the form will appear. Whatever is talking, can we create a form like what attributes need to be filled in that manual? No, in the manual creation form cannot be generated. Because in the manual creation, only work item will be generated. Do you teach like how to create that form? We can enter a new user, new identity into Sailpoint. Can you repeat the last line, what you just said? Is this covered? This topic covered in our class, like how to create a forms to enter a new identity into the Sailpoint. Can someone answer for this question? Why do we need to create a form to create an identity in Sailpoint? Kind of a quick link, right? Onboarding quickly. I think I asked the same question. Yes, exactly. And already I have clarified. I have given answer for this question. Always remember identity needs. Yes, identity needs to be aggregated. It will be created by Sailpoint automatically when we are going to run her application account aggregation. Correct, first thing. Second, we might have some system identity system account. Correct. We may need to create. In such scenarios, the form can be created inside Sailpoint 1. You got it, Janvi? I think that's what you're looking for. Can be free. Form can be introduced in Sailpoint and whenever user is going to submit request. Let me demonstrate that scenario. Now we have a form called self-service registration. Something I don't remember exactly. Just come then. This is one of the form. It's a out-of-the-box functionality. I'm going to enable this feature. See, if there is a new joining, hypothetically, I'm saying again this scenario, if there is a new joining, an identity needs to be created inside one. They will provide this link. Just click on this new user registration that the form can be appear. I think this is what you're looking for, correct? A kind of. Actually, the Sailpoint will be getting the quick links to the left side, right? If we manage access something. Again, we have an option. We can create a form and it can go in my tasks. Form something. Yes, create user. Modifier something like that. Create identity. Just click on that. Both the self-service registration and this form. Both are having the same form identity name, password, first name, last name, everything. Lifecycle management. Self-service. You know how to create a form, right? We can go to form section. From there we can create. And where we are going to use, that's a different whether we need to create form to update in the target system. For that also we can create a form. If you want to create identity in Sailpoint using this form, can do that as well. We don't create form to create identity inside Sailpoint because already we have the feature as a predefined out-of-the-box functionality. Actually, what we do is we'll be getting the case. Every time the user, even the user, won't be in the Sailpoint database, we will be creating it manually. Can someone answer for this? Do you think, is it a right approach, guys? Janvi is saying they are creating identity manually. Is it necessary to create an identity manually? if it is in a data Excel sheet or something we can aggregate all at once. No, not Excel sheet. It could be Workday direct application. It could be any application, anywhere the data we can aggregate. Anyhow, you got an answer right. We can create form, and the form will help you guys to create an identity in Sailpoint. Similarly, the same form will help you to create an accord in the target system. Got it, Janvi? Go ahead. Super. Rakesh does. This form is used by the joiner-based provisioning now, joiner event-based provisioning. The answer would be yes, we can use it. But what is the necessary of having to appear this form? Because joiner event is all about automated process. Let's say in the automation, if you are going to instruct Sailpoint, know when the process is going to trigger. We need some extra information from the requester. There will be a dependency. Correct? When it comes to joiner mover lever, we will try to automate everything. There should not be any dependency. Oh, indeed, I just don't like that. We have a joiner workflow. Even there is a given information of the same account last name, first name, and it's no need to feel like style formation but joiner based poisoning. It automatically created the account without filling the form. Yes, the option is there. Just now I demonstrated right. First name, last name. This information is already available inside Point. We can get it from the script. Just you can try to return identity. Got first name, identity dot get last name. We can get this field and form can be appear. Already I said the answer would be yes, but I won't recommend and I never seen in real time when the workflow is going to be called. The form needs to be appear. Got it. As you said, if there is a requirement they want you guys to add, yes, we can do that. Here we are having this workflow references, right? Instead of that, we can have form reference, something like that. Then you have particular state, the form will be launched, form will be appear. Got it, guys? That's all about form. Workflow references, form references will be there then. I think we are left out with how to custom report and how to blending the customization. Let's talk about that now. Let's talk about custom report. What is report basically? I think already we talk about report, right? What is the report? Can someone answer for this? In the real environment, identity can only be created in the add and target application if new user joined. Do not need to fill the form. No, not required, not required. No, that is my question. Sports my company, my organization is using joiner-based event provisioning. That is automatically triggered and created the identity. No need to fill the form, correct. That is I'm right. Right? You are right. Always remember, identity will be created in Sailpoint. The event will be triggered for that identity. You mentioned it will be created in the target end. Sailpoint will create. You remember it is a add up page. The workflow spending from the go through. Spending. That's right. I'll walk you through that as well. Thank you, Joiner Workflow. I'll walk you through. We have some time today. I'll walk you through that. Just a follow-up question on what we just asked. Let's say I have created an identity and I want the ad to be created as a birthright applicant. Guys, in the interviews, let's say if you're going to say we are going to create an identity, people will judge you because in none of the environment nowadays, nobody is going to create an identity. Always keep in mind that until unless if it is a system or if it is a non-human account, go ahead. Sorry. The point that I'm trying to make is the identity report came from the source and then the Sailpoint is trying to trigger a joiner event. During the joiner, I need to create an account in add as a birth rate without the intervention of form and all that. For example, SAM account and all that has to be auto generated by the limited information that we received from the source. How can that be implemented? Then, right away, I will walk you through the workflow itself. This is the lifecycle event, right? Joiner event. Whenever this event is going to be triggered, this workflow will be launched correct. Now I'm going to open that workflow. The workflow name is joiner work write add. You guys remember, you guys are familiar, right? The first whole line it's XML tag. The third line is object information. Then we will have lot of variables which required in order to call this workflow. This is going to be starting step. Correct. It will transition to birth rate plan. Inside this birth rate plan, I have added we imported these many classes. Then I introduce a logger step that I can check whether log is getting printed or not. Then I'm going to introduce a new object called identity name. This identity name will be get it from identity class. Now I'm going to create a provi. I'm going to introduce a new provisioning plan. I hope you guys are clear. What is provisioning plan? You remember we submitted a request and from the back and I have shown multiple provisioning plan will be generated automatically and it needs to be compiled through one provisioning. When we are going to submit request, the main workflow will be called and this step will be happen automatically. But this is a custom workflow. We have to mention this provisioning plan from the scratch level. Here I'm in line number 71. I'm going to define from where we can get the identity. Identity can be get it from identity class. I'm going to define from where we can get the identity class. Now we have identity. Then I'm going to have a condition. If identity status is true, our identity status is active, then it will get entered into this loop. Inside this loop, my intention is to create active directory account. If this condition matches, then only account will be created or else it will be skipped. Here I have added the command called create add account. We are introducing a new object called account request. Inside this account request, I will store all the required information. Line number 79, account request. Dot operation is going to be created. The application name is going to be add. Correct. Then we require first name, last name. You can add it if you want. Then I'm going to mention SAM account because it's a mandatory one. SAM account name. Get it from identity name. You guys know if you already work on add. Every user will have domain user account. Domain user group. To avoid the error, I'm going to define every user will have domain user account. Object type is going to be user and this is going to be default password. If you would like to add any other entitlement group inside the account request, I will add the group as well. These many objects. There is no form required, right? Directly inserting the value. Exactly correct. Got it? Got it inside the array list. We will add everything makes sense. Then this account request will be stored under provisioning plan. Got it. And we have a method called setAccountRequest. This is the object which we introduce. This is the list object. Is that clear? Now we created a provisioning plan. This provisioning plan is responsible to create Active Directory account in the target. But they are good. It set the application of the ad. It could be named different. Of your life, it could be different. Let's say if you're going to mention Prism, in Prism application, we have SAM account name attribute. It could be other attribute name. You have to mention the attribute name and from where the act value can be fetched. You have to mention got it. Now we have a provisioning plan. This provisioning plan needs to be compiled right. Already we have this object called compile project. We have already step called compile project. This step is responsible to compile provisioning plan into a provisioning project. Once this is done directly, it will go to provision step because we don't require any approval because joiner is automated process. Directly, it will go to provision step and it will come to end step. That's it. Is that make sense? Should be. I think Angepan, you asked this question, right? You're clear, Angepan and Rajesh? Fine, then cool. Do you think now form is required when joiner mover lever is going to be triggered? Do we require form? No, if we are handling that via workflow, it's not required, right? Then why do we require this form? When user is going to submit request manually and if the required info is not available in Sailpoint, only in that scenario the form can be created and it can be appear that requester can update the values information manually and the form will be part of provisioning plan. Now we know for Active Directory application form appeared, right? Let me show you LSIM provisioning workflow once again. LSIM provisioning is the main workflow. Then the first sub-workflow will be called Identity Request Initialize. Inside this Identity Request Initialize workflow, you can see line number 339 to 353. We are having to provisioning form pre-approval, which mean all the additional information the requester will be captured using these steps and it will be part of provisioning. Got it? It will be part of provisioning plan and provisioning plan will be part of provisioning project. Because of provisioning, project provisioning will be initiated if somebody is going to submit request manually. That's all about form. I think I will be left out with custom report and logo change and REST service. I won't be able to demonstrate because I don't have a medium to demonstrate. Custom report, let me show you. Can someone quickly answer where all these reports will get stored? Any one of you tasks. Task talks item by yes talks item. I think talks it wrote. Obviously, it's going to be task definition. Correct the new reports. Let's say we need to introduce a new report where it should provide all the target application status. For that, I have created a new report called Target Application Connection Check. It created on 21st of December 2022. It's a custom report. It's not the out-of-the-box one. If you want, you can check it from your end. You guys know what is run length, average and all are total. Let me show you. Let me open the report from movie. You guys are familiar. What is this? A create or rate modified report name. What is the progress mode result action? These information you can get it from the existing object. Basically, again, here we are having one source EU. Inside the source, we are using try and catch method. Using this try and catch method, we can get the connector status. We are creating an object. First of all, we will create an object called application that we can capture all the application name from application class. If application is not null, then it will enter into this train catch loop. It will try to get connector and it will try to get the connection status, connector status. If it is successfully written, then application is success. Application disconnection is success. Or else it will print this method catch. I hope you guys are familiar with try and catch method. If it is success, then it will be printed this line if it the report or inside any task. If you would like to add a source code, we can do it. This source code will help us to get all the required information related to application, related to identity in it. Let me open one more custom report. If you want, you can open any report. You can find the source code. This source code is responsible to retrieve the information from a DB or in the particular class file. We can get it from there. Now we are having this custom report called Target Application Connection Check. Say if I am going to execute this report. You guys know the standard property will be applicable for all the tasks, all the reports. This is out of the box feature. Go to application property. Here you are having only two fields, application and owners. Somewhere here it will be. Application field will be here. Data sources from line number 12 to 917. You could see application and owner correct. Two parameter is there inside the query parameter. Application and order, application and owner. We have to define something like that. Is that make sense? Then go to report layout. This is going to be the outcome. Which column needs to be added? Here we are having application target system connection status. We are having application column. That is the line number 22 is denoting application column and line number 23 is saying connection status. It determines the display name target system connection status. That display name will be printed over here. Then we are going to define. We need to get all the application test connection status using this code. If you are new to Sailpoint, if you want to become no need to import all the classes. Here we require connector class, we require application class, we require task definition, we require general exception. If it related to object, I have explained right better. You can type star. It will import all the classes. If it is related to tool, again you can type star. It will import all the classes automatically. Anyhow now, if I am going to execute this report, the code will be execute and it will provide all the application status. It will take a lot of time. Couple of minutes will be done. Rekis, Is there any way to patch out the report in the SESV in the X requirement? I didn't get your question. Come again. Sports, I would like to patch a report of the harm application user information. You would like to fetch it or direct to send an email? I didn't know. No sports. I need to how many users has created in the Sailpoint in the by the hers application. I'm gonna patch a report in the SESV format. Can I fetch the report or not? You can, because we have out of the box report, application access report, something you can execute. That let me complete. I will show you. In my system, that is the Sailpoint. Support in the PowerShell or can support the PowerShell. We can. If you want to perform any external job, we can use PowerShell also. We can use PowerShell, Python and all. Run some outside job not related. To say, when it comes to say one, you have to rely on only being shell. In my system, I having these many application and this is the application test connection status. This simple code from line number 43 to 61. This code has been executed and it gather all the application list of application and check the application test connection status. Got it. Now you are talking about you need to identify. If I'm not wrong, we are having application access reports, application status report. Application displays summary of the account of each application. You're asking how many identities has been created. Right fetch out of the SESV format. Email attachment format should be SESV. You can select ARMS application from your system. To click on Save and Preview, then you can download it. Let's say you could seal and 78 application accounts and 17 identity correct. Now, if you want to get a list of identity name or code name, what will you? You want to get it in the report form. You got my question. We can write a query to get it from the DB and you know the query can be attached in the run rule task. Right? You can write a query something like this correct either. You can write a rule directly. You can write a rule to fetch the query. And the rule can be configured under run rule task. Correct whenever the task is going to be executed. You will get the list of identities accounts from in a detailed manner from the database. Or maybe if you are looking for in the report format directly, then you can follow this. You can create a custom report, something like this. This is where we require a developer to write a query or write a code. Got it. It's for me. Then I think we are left out with logo change. Can someone share your screen? Now I'll take control. Let's say you want to change the logo for this application, say my application. This is going to be login logo, and this is what top logo, and in the background, it's a watermark something. Now we want to update this logo. First, we will get the sample. Let me change the resolution. First, the size. I'm not sure about the size of this map. Let me change the resolution. I'm going to save this file under images directory. I'm going to save this file under first of all application directory for the program files. Is it a different directory? Jonna Sailpoint. I'll go sure take control for a Sailpoint patch, don't care. Then web app is identity. Then mine after that images under images directory. You have to save this before that. Usually I'll prefer to take a backup also. I'll take a backup now. I'm going to take a backup of this images directly that you can revert it, and you can revert the changes later. I have taken a backup of the images direct. I'm going to replace all these logos. Now I'm going to update login logo first, and I'm going to update top logo, and maybe you want to update the watermark. That's it. We have updated logo in the application server Sailpoint, and now you can go ahead and restart these services. A patch will not be available in services. Then go ahead and restart services, a page Tomcat services. That's it. The logo will be updated. First, I'll shut down and sure you can. That's it. This is how we have to change the logo of Save and application. The logo got updated. This is how we can update the loop. I think that's it from my end, guys. Whatever, I guess once you will log in, we see the blue color line on the top of. Can we change of it or not? Click on the login channel. Please log in it once. That line or that's the top logo. It's updated right. Just like your homework for over my work item. This is a blue line. I want to change to according to my company color like something. Yes, we can do that because of pink, red, everything because of most of the company. We have two approaches. One without touching the core code of the product. You can do that using Tamper Monkey. Tamper Monkey is one of the extension from the browser, but you have to educate because in real time we will have 4 environment, right? Live environment, Quivot production. Let's say you are a developer. Instead of making changes on the developer environment, sometimes developer will make it in the production environment directly. To avoid these kind of issues, we can implement the extension called temperament. This could be one of the approaches. This Temper Monkey extension will help you to change the color here. You are saying this dark. You are saying this needs to be changed, right? This top bar color needs to be changed. Correct? Right? This can be changed using this Temper Monkey. Red color means it could be production environment. Blue color means red color. Always it will be production. Remaining other colors. It can define whether it's Dev or QV or whatever it is. We can do it, but each and every user means Sailpoint techies needs to implement this Temper Monkey and they have to add some code. If it is production L, then it should return red color, something like that. It's been a while for me, but we have this one of the approach. Second approach, you have to change the core code of the product. But yes, answer would be yes, we can. Prefer administrator level, admin or tech support resume. Then you can elaborate this key point in your resume. Just take a snapshot of this. Meanwhile, I will provide you the resume key points quickly. The elaborated version, just a moment. Have you taken a snapshot of this? It will be for administrator in front of you. Yes, you can add the same line in your resume also. Let me know once you take a snapshot. If somebody is looking for a developer, then for developer there is no limitation you can add. Just take a snapshot of this. Whenever time permits, you can go through this also. This is developer. 2. Can you minimize the screen for the developer to reduce the fonts? Yes, Rakesh, thank you. Rakesh, I have one question. Go ahead, Sari. One question is, what is rule library? Is rule library the same thing as importing a package for reference classes? Exactly same. We can write rule once and we can use it whenever we require. One more thing. We didn't talk about this severe error, right, did we? If any user is providing or creating a ticket by stating, I'm facing this issue, you can ask them to share their screen. And if it is a severe error, it's pretty simple. Navigate to Intelligence, Advanced Analytics. Then you can navigate to System Log. From the system log, you can mention the incident code 10.6.1.6223 and click on Run Search. You can get the error message in a detailed manner if you are able to understand, and it's well and good. Or else you can take a snap of this and you can prepare a broadcast analysis document. You can forward it to the developer. You can give it to the developer. See the error message. It's pretty simple here. In this scenario, cannot complete a work item because all approval items are not completed and saved. By going through the error message itself, You can identify the root cause, resolution, everything. Can we have any adjoiner and deliver workflow in jumble workflow that we can learn step by step for these things? I think super. You have all the workflows in your system by default. Let me flip it out of the box. Workflow. Can you check it? I check it, but need more customization in those things. You need a more customization. That's a different thing. You could require a sample workflow. Yes, that we can take an idea and develop only another one and the extra feature on that one. That is my because of. I want to develop a custom more thing like that, adding user department based OU vertically. Similarly, we have one more custom object. It's a custom XML file, which will help you to get all the custom workflows, sample workflows. I would say you can refer them if somebody wants to become a developer. If I want to be an administrator, I think I should have knowledge of the develop any workflow should be knowledge. It depends. I would say it's 70-30, 70%. It's not required. Because as an administrator, you will involve in all other activities. Maybe your day-to-day activities requires to troubleshoot the issue. Then you must understand how to read the code. You are not going to make any changes. You should have sufficient knowledge to read the code. You should analyze this right. You should analyze the code. What went wrong? Correct. But again, you are not going to write anything unless you throw it away. Second scenario, let's say in some organization, if any requirement take less than 100 hours to fix it in, those kind of requirement will be taken care of a support team. Right, already have explained. Maybe if you are part of support team and if you have these kind of process, then it may require. Now I am going to launch एक console where by enough, then I am prompted. Then try to access ek on the source. Now we can import. Don't workflow. There is some form. Just a moment, let me check. I have to check the Compass community portal. You can find the sample workflow. Rex, I will do it now. What is guys? You can check in ChatGPT also if you want to prepare resume. If you would like to add any key points later, the same point you can refer ChatGPT also. Rex, one more things. What is routine tasks of the administrator of the Sailpoint? Can you explain those? If you are, that's a good question, but it depends. It depends whether you part of application onboarding team or are you part of governance team. Let's say if you're part of monitoring team lead 1, lead 2, maybe you are leading your team. Obviously, they will start their work by checking the system status report. They have to check whether all these sale points are what is up or down. What is the CPU usage, memory usage correct? Then they will get into task monitoring. How many tasks has been ended with failure warning? They will monitor all the critical application tasks correct. Then they will get into JML events, joiner mover, lever events. Let's say if for any user joiner event has been failure, then what will be the next step? Anyone? Can someone answer for this? For a couple of users, joiner event has been failed due to some technical issue. What will you do? What will be the next step? We will check the what is error of. You can say you tried to check provisioning transaction. It shows failure. When you check, maybe the application was down. What will be the next step? Because from product end to have a technical knowledge how to troubleshoot, how to configure. But at the end you have to provide the resolution. Also user need an access. If it is level even, we have to remove the access. What will you do for that? We already discussed in the application onboarding chapter. We should know the current provisioning, deprovisioning process. Every application they are following, correct? We can follow the legacy process. We can ask application team to remove the access manually or create an account manually for a time being, maybe for only for that account. It will still not be look wrong. Application. Sometimes you need to conduct a working session with application team to gather data. Then you can gradually explain whatever you are comfortable about application onboarding. Then maybe you can say after 6 months or 1 year, you were part of certification team where you are supposed to lead certifications. And when it comes to certification, you should know each and every functional about certification, like how to configure certification, how to set up if something went wrong, how to troubleshoot, how to conduct a session with certification team, your client. If you know how to configure certification, then you know how to handle it. You can talk about application onboarding certification. Then you can talk about user access related issue. If user submitted a request, if Sailpoint unable to provision, sometimes Sailpoint cannot remove the access because there is a dependency. Sometimes Sailpoint is not able to remove the access because of permission issue. You can explain about access related issues. You used to get tickets from users in ServiceNow or Zero application and you used to resolve within SLL or something like that. Got it, super. You are responsible to monitor these things. Rakesh, most of question in the interview could be provisioning and application onboarding. Then you have to drive your interview, calling your way. You should not give an opportunity to ask question from provisioning if you are not comfortable in that area. Then you can tell them this is what my day-to-day activities where I am more comfortable, I have more knowledge. Got it? Let's say if you are not good in provisioning, maybe you can tell them we have a dedicated other team. They will take care of provisioning activities or not. Because in real-time NNCs, one person is not going to handle everything or one team is not going to handle everything. Got it. In this program, we try to learn Sailpoint altogether, but in real time, everybody will perform certain activity. Got it. I am good at this. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.